Welcome to Hater Proof, a podcast for self-improvement and good listening parts. You're tuned in. So shake the haters off and be truthful to ourselves. Remember to stay hater proof and stay tuned. If you are a hater, exit immediately. This is just too real, too deep, all in, no turning back. This episode is to remind you of what you are a part of. There's no getting out of this one. Once you understand your hater proofness, you're in too deep. You are too deep. You begin to realize that more often than not, others think that you are just too real. It's okay. Be true to yourself and enjoy the episode. Currents in the headlines. Which Democrats could replace Biden as 2024 nominee? I didn't watch the debate as I knew the outcome already. So I'm not even going to mention his age, but I already understand that he's not a good speech giver. So I know he wouldn't do well in that debate. He is a branded individual though. So he's branded well, but he doesn't speak well. Whoever they choose should be a better choice than the present one. So I want to talk about some sports. I think that sports headlines are important too. Plus I like sports. So here's a headline. Lakers introduced Bronny James in Los Angeles. Interestingly enough, Bronny says that playing alongside his father played no role in his decision to enter the NBA draft. 19-year-old Bronny says he can handle all the attention while his family makes basketball history. The Lakers formally introduced Bronny James and their first-round pick, Tennessee wing Dalton Neck, in a news conference at their training complex. Los Angeles selected Bronny with the 55th overall pick last week, creating the potential for an NBA first. No father and son have ever played in the league at the same time, let alone the same team. And just to point out, LeBron James reportedly agrees to re-sign his 2-year, $104 million contract with the Lakers. Florida Panthers signed deal to move local broadcasts from Bally to Scripps Sports. This will bring the club's games into more homes on a regular basis than ever before. There is also an app that will be ready in October for the start of the 2024-2025 season, so fans can watch the Stanley Cup champions. Florida will become the third NHL team to partner with Scripps, joining Vegas and Utah. Kraken hired Jessica Campbell as NHL's first woman assistant coach. The Seattle Kraken have hired Jessica Campbell as an assistant coach, making her the first woman behind a bench in NHL history. This should prove interesting to watch. I mean, NHL, while I would definitely be interested to see how far she goes with her team. 2024 MLB Draft. One big question for all 30 teams. The 2024 MLB Draft is a little more than a week away. This year's draft will take place July 14th through 16th in Fort Worth, Texas, as part of Major League Baseball's All-Star Game festivities hosted by the Texas Rangers. The question, though, will best value trump best player at number one? I can't answer that, but there are a lot of factors that play into that, and I, for one, just enjoy watching the game. Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Here are their betting odds and favorites after Joey Chestnut's ban. Less than a month after 16-time champion Joey Chestnut was banned from Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest, their new favorites to become the first unique winner in nearly a decade. Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest will start at noon on Thursday at Nathan's original location in Coney Island near Brooklyn. Jeffrey Esper is favored to win the contest with a winning $10 bet on Esper will result in it, according to BetUS. Mickey Studo is the heavily favored to win the women's contest for a 10th time. In our financial division, I want to talk about investing, which is always risky but can initiate decent return. I think it's important that one understands the current currency market and the advantages and disadvantages of investing. You can do an in-depth research yourself, but here's my input. Bitcoin versus US dollar. Bitcoin is the first decentralized cryptocurrency. Nodes in the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network verify transactions through cryptography and record them in a public distributed ledger called a blockchain without central oversight. Consensus between nodes is achieved using a computationally intensive process based on proof of work called mining that guarantees the security of the Bitcoin block. Mining consumes increasing quantities of electricity and has been criticized for its environmental impact. Based on a free market ideology, Bitcoin was invented in 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto, an unknown person. In 2021, El Salvador adopted it as legal tender. Bitcoin is currently used more as a store of value and less as a medium of exchange or unit of account. It is mostly seen as an investment and has been described by many scholars as an economic bubble. As Bitcoin is pseudonymous, its use by criminals has attracted the attention of regulators, leading to its ban by several countries as of 2021. The United States dollar is the official currency of the United States and several other countries. The Coinage Act of 1792 introduced the U.S. dollar at par with the Spanish silver dollar, divided it into 100 cents, and authorized the minting of coins denominated in dollars and cents. U.S. banknotes are issued in the form of Federal Reserve notes, popularly called greenbacks due to their predominantly green color. The monetary policy of the United States is conducted by the Federal Reserve System, which acts as the nation's central bank. The U.S. dollar was originally defined under a bimetallic standard of 371.25 grains fine silver, or from 1837, 23.22 grains fine gold, or $20.67 per troy ounce. The Gold Standard Act of 1900 linked the dollar solely to gold. From 1934, its equivalence to gold was revised to $35 per troy ounce. In 1971, all links to gold were repealed. The U.S. dollar became an important international reserve currency after the First World War and displaced the pound sterling as the world's primary reserve currency by the Bretton Woods Agreement towards the end of the Second World War. I just feel like it's important that you know how Bitcoin is parallel to the U.S. dollar, and just have it in comparison so that you'll know, Bitcoin is kind of something that has the potential to take over the U.S. dollar. So, and there are countries that are considering not using the U.S. dollar anymore, just as they did with Bitcoin. So, moving on in investment, I just wanted to point out the Magnificent Seven, which is Google, Amazon, Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, Microsoft, and Meta. Should definitely consider investing in those Magnificent Seven if you're into investing. And also, employment reports come out this week, and that will affect the stock market in a few ways or not. It's a speculative situation that many make money from. So, in arts and entertainment, headlines. Travis Kelce reveals the one rule he followed while carrying Taylor Swift on stage: don't drop the baby. Travis made a surprise appearance at Taylor Swift's Eras Tour stop in London. He was carrying her during the third show at Wembley Stadium. He was saying that his dance moves were inspired by the movie Dumb and Dumber. So cute. Murphy appears entirely at ease as Axel Foley since he was on a screen in 1994. Smartly assembled to feel like an authentic continuation of the original trilogy rather than an arbitrary and reinvention of it. Beverly Hills Cop Axel F is vintage Eddie Murphy set to a vintage soundtrack. Bravo. 5 artists on our radar in July 2024. German-Irish photographer Paul Hutchinson, whose poetic images explore urban life and questions of social mobility. Monika Marchuka, with enchanting ultra-feminine aesthetics. The Polish artist's paintings are filled with stuff of girlhood dreams. Agnes unpacks identity surveillance and the boundaries of the body. She explores models of fluidity in the face of what she calls, open quote, a failing biological paradigm, end quote. Cora Moya Rojo, the Spanish artist, has paintings of distorted petal configurations that bend and twist in oil and watercolor and also feature fleshy tropical fruits. Hiroto Tomonaga invites one into a world where vision and perception are disjointed. That painting, I just couldn't see it. So that's one way to put that I can't see the painting. I mean, if you're going to put it into words. Anyway, moving on to health and wellness. Headlines: plant-based meat alternatives may be better for the heart. Plant-based meat alternatives, or PBMAs, can improve cardiovascular disease risk factors, a study suggests. PBMAs are foods that mimic meats and contain ingredients such as protein derivatives from soy, pea, wheat, and fungi. But most PBMAs are classified as ultra-processed foods. They may be created in a laboratory using flavor enhancers and food coloring. Non-profit headlines: therapeutic session at the Gentle Barn. The Gentle Barn is a non-profit that serves as both therapy for humans and a rehabilitation farm for abused and neglected animals. There's cow hug sessions where you can hug a cow. So wholesome. Cows need hugs too. Orange County helps nonprofit build its first permanent location. Over the past 16 years, Orlando-based iDignity Inc. has helped more than 30,000 local U.S. students, including homeless individuals, obtain lost identification documents needed to access housing, employment, bank accounts, and more. All the while, the nonprofit organization has been without a physical address, bouncing from place to place around the community. That will change soon, thanks to help from Orange County, which is allocating $750,000 in Community Development Block Grant, CDBG funding, and $1.5 million in American Rescue Plan, ARP funding to iDignity. The agreements were approved by the Orange County Board of County Commissioners on June 4th. Well, that's just excellent. They continue helping individuals, the way that they have been, then, that funding will be well placed. News nonprofit sues ChatGPT maker OpenAI and Microsoft for exploitative copyright infringement. The Center for Investigative Reporting said Thursday it has sued ChatGPT maker OpenAI and its closest business partner Microsoft, marking a new front in the news industry's fight against unauthorized use of its content on artificial intelligence platforms. The nonprofit, which produces Mother Jones and Reveal, said that OpenAI used its content without permission and without offering compensation, violating copyrights on the organization's journalism. The lawsuit filed in a New York federal court describes OpenAI's business as built on the exploitation of copyrighted works and focuses on how AI-generated summaries of articles threaten publishers. Administration headlines: a quest for transparency in arms exports. The Berlin Administrative Court stance on exports of arms to Israel. In May 2024, a German Berlin-based NGO, the European Center for Constitutional and Human Rights, the Gazan-based Palestinian Center for Human Rights, and the AI Mezin Center for Human Rights, as well as the Ramallah-based Palestinian human rights organization Al-Haq, and 5 Palestinian individuals from Gaza brought a case against the German government in an effort to halt arms exports to Israel in light of the ongoing humanitarian plight in Gaza. The remedies sought included a request for provisional measures for ongoing and future, as well as a request for judicial review for past exports since November 2023. This is yet another effort to cease arms exports to Israel after Nicaragua's failure before the International Court of Justice in a similar but different case in the Netherlands concerning the shipment of F-35 parts. So on June 10th, the Berlin Administrative Court has rendered its decision to not provisionally prohibit the issuing of future export licenses for weapons to Israel. The case is interesting in several aspects. First, how it was brought to court, and second, how the applicants chose the German administrative law as an entry point to discuss Germany's international legal obligation when exporting arms. So it's just another bump or obstacle that is coming up because of this Israel-Hamas war. Upcoming holidays. Today is July 4th, 2024. It's Independence Day. I'm thankful that I'm living in a country that is able to celebrate independence. It has been fought for in so many ways by so many different people and different races. We each have our own independence to celebrate. Happy 4th, celebrate 4th, blessed 4th, wear 4th. Today is also Jackfruit Day, Sidewalk Egg Frying Day, which is probably possible. Invisible Day, good luck trying to celebrate that one. Filipino American Friendship Day, interesting. National Hillbilly Day. Not all Americans are hillbillies though. And last but not least, it's National Barbecued Spare Ribs Day, which is definitely on my list. Get those fireworks and the grill going. It's time for a celebration. And don't forget the music. Rath Yatra is on July 7th. Muharram is the following day on July 8th. And Ashura is on July 17th. So make sure you celebrate responsibly and accordingly. Observe holidays, celebrate holidays, be alert to holidays. Happy holidays. Word up. Market. A regular gathering of people for the purchase and sale of provisions, livestock, and other commodities. An area or arena in which commercial dealings are concluded, advertise, or promote something. The free market, the operation of supply and demand, a stock market. So here it is in a sentence. To promote properly, you must market to your target audience and or demographic. I just enjoy commerce. It's an opportunity to network and learn new things, as well as receive or sell something for yourself. In relation to too deep, though, it definitely relates to being hater proof, because there could be snakes in the grass or water. Conspiracy or nah? Chemtrails. The spreading of biowarfare via crop planes. The pseudoscientific idea that governments or corporations are spraying chemicals from planes to kill, control, or poison people. This one is older and mostly forgotten, but Tennessee has passed a bill forbidding intentional injection, release, or dispersion of chemicals into the air. It broadly prohibits affecting temperature, weather, or the intensity of the sunlight. This bill was inspired by the chemtrail conspiracy and the idea of geoengineering. I like to leave it to those that listen to this podcast on whether or not they believe the conspiracy to be true or not. The idea of a conspiracy theory has the potential to ignite movements. Sometimes maybe even protests have stemmed from conspiracy theories. I'm not intending to ignite any type of action here. My intention is just to play into the conspiracy theories because they can be really interesting. However, this conspiracy has finally ended in some action being taken. Studies show that there are only certain things that can sway conspiratorial thinking. You can try prevention by warning ahead of time or teaching how to spot shoddy evidence. There's this new analysis or study, if you will, where they're trying to figure out if one can be pulled out of the conspiratorial rabbit hole. But with all that being said, though, conspiracy or nah, in this case, the conspiracy has won, so to speak. Fact or opinion? This election is indicative of how not keeping your word can affect you in a manner that will be shown purposeful to many. It's fact, just my opinion. Recognize the G in God. There has been speculation that God is a woman and not a man, or feminine and not masculine. I have thought about this for the sake of possibility, because maybe there are those who have said that God is a woman but walked the earth as a man all those years ago. Either way, God would not create woman if indeed she were a woman. God said to make man in his image, and therefore male was the first creation, and woman was made after as a helpmate. I feel God would need more women as a woman. I think that man would have been created either way. Inevitable for man to exist, but woman's existence is something special. Maybe it's too deep, but something to consider. Solid. Our government is an administration that influences many of our day-to-day operations. It's mind-boggling the things those that hold office must go through. Even though they get paid, it's a daunting task to hold that office down. I, for one, want to recognize the fact that it's an important job that deserves recognition. Solid to those in office that are there for the American people and not just themselves. BBW. Elena Marie Clark. A prominent figure in the path she has chosen, playing the cards she was dealt. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Born in January of 1981, as her certificate of birth suggests, she beat the odds, penetrated the egg. She went on to start her own business at the age of 16 as a young entrepreneur, and has brought that same mindset into her current business, Hearth Business. with a more mature and sophisticated attitude. You don't believe me? Good. I like to move in silence anyway. My 2 cents. Shallow water can be dangerous, too. Sometimes you have to venture into the deep to better understand where you're going. Number 2. It may be easier, but it's not always the solution to just let haters slide. One must stick to the code to stay hater proof. Hershey speaks. I'm not sure if I should be talking without Hershey kisses. It makes no sense. Maybe I do have some kisses though, and I just don't know it. They're always sweet and simple. Just perfect. B.R.R.H speaks. Too real, too deep, too on, too peep. Better off? Better be. Still her, still she. Still be on it. Still hater proof. Zoning, top of the line, croning, cream of the crop, toning. I'm out. You can never be too real or too deep. If you in, go in. Don't be scared. Have fun. It's only your life. If you're gonna live, live. And stop playing with yourself. It's never too deep to at least dog paddle. Leaving on a high note. I advise to subscribe though. There are plenty platforms. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, which is now X, TikTok, Pinterest, Reddit, LinkedIn, Discord, Twitch, Messenger, all of that. My link tree will link you to some healthy experiences. Subscribe, like, and comment. You know, all the engagement opportunities. This is the end, my friend. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this show. Be good, be encouraged, and always, always party responsibly. Thanks again. Listen again, and stay hater proof. Till the next episode. To the next episode. To the next episode.
Oh, thank you.